A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome on the New Year's resolution program, as I'm going to start calling it. Uh, Assalamu alaikum, brother Mansur,
Assalamu alaikum.
and assalamu alaikum, brother Imran.
Assalamu alaikum.
Also, we have right next to me, brother Hussein. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
See this? In person.
Anyway, we just finished wrapping up a few days ago Ayam al-Fatimiyya, where we were commemorating the Shahadat of Bibi Fatima Salamaya, the two dates that were suspected. Okay, this is when she died. Two different commemorations. So today it's now New Year's
E.
New Year's Eve. Actually, yes, it's New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Tomorrow is New Year's, January 1st. Now today. And this year, in fact, another year has gone by. We've come to the end of the year. And there's a feeling during New Year's of a fresh start. Like you kind of get a clean slate. And every one of your little mishaps, maybe when something happens during the middle of the year, you're like, okay, this year there's still a little way to go. Now everything is kind of just like erase it with your eraser. Now everything is clean. And now, we don't have your New Year's resolutions on Christmas. You have them right before the new year and actually the start of the year. Because you're like, okay, this is how much time I have before the next year. So actually, we should be thinking something like, no one's guaranteed the next year. We've made it this far, right? But we also, Brother Imran, can you read us the saying that actually backs us up from Imam Ali alayhi salam?
What happened?
Can you read us your saying?
The saying from Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Expect each day to be your last. Brother Imran, now, what would you say that you can take from this saying from Imam Ali alayhi salam? Expect each day to be your last, or expect each year to be your last? Because we don't know if we're going to live until 2023. I mean, even though it is tomorrow, or 2024, we don't know if we're guaranteed that year either. So, expect each day to be your last. What would you change the way you would you? How would you change the way you live if today was your last day?
I would try to be like a better person and like stop being mean, stop talking bad, and like
So,
try to be a better
so you
person.
so you would refrain from sin and be more God conscious, right?
Yes.
So this is what the saying is basically implying that some of us maybe if we knew today was our last day, right? Okay, I only have one day left. This is what I have to do. We would try to be more God conscious, be the best possible selves we can become as quickly as possible. But that's what the saying is telling us. It's saying expect each day to be your last. So I might live another 10 years, let's just say, but I'll expect each day to be my last so that I can become an even better person in 10 years. And not only that, I'd be more God conscious, of course. Maybe go more to the masjid or other events.
I give my thoughts
Yes.
on this.
Your input?
Yes, my input. Expect each day to be your last. So basically, what this is telling you is that just like Brother Imran was, just like what you were saying, Brother Imran, how you would be more God conscious, you wouldn't want to do bad. That's why Imam Ali alayhi Islam is saying this, so that every day, if you expect it to be your last, you will try to be your best every day instead of just if you know it's your last day, then all of a sudden you change. What it wants you to be, what this is basically telling you, is to be a better person regularly instead of only thinking because it's your last day.
Very good input there, Hussein. Um, Brother Mansur, let me ask you a question here.
Yes.
What are your goals or your New Year's resolutions, if you want to call them that right now,
Yeah.
that you would recommend to other people?
I would recommend to other people to go to the masjid more and understand Islam better every day.
Very good input there, Brother Mansur.
Mhm.
Because if honestly, some people, I don't really have a goal. Maybe if you don't have a goal, or someone says, okay, I don't have a goal, you could give them that goal. That's a very good goal, Brother Meltzer. Brother Hussein, can you also, what was something you input to someone else that you've actually, not only if you've implemented, but that you're trying to implement it too?
Try to read Quran every day. Try and understand the Quran better. Like even if you like try and read a page or a few verses every day and read the translation too so you better understand the Quran in each verse.
Very good input there.
Brother Imran, do you have any thoughts?
Yes, Brother Ron.
Um, I would say to become a better Muslim. So yeah, like same thing as Mansur said, and
So,
brother saying, so like go to the masjid more, read the Quran, do your namaz on time. So yeah.
very good input, Brother Ron. Yes, that all answers are very good. Sometimes we have to, get ourselves, we kind of, we're negligent. We don't really take everything seriously. Okay, you know what? I have next year. Uh, but sometimes it's like we have to shed our skin, because last year and this year are completely different. We kind of take them as two different, sides. Okay, now we're done with the last year. Here comes the next year, and kind of a fresh start, like I was saying earlier. Brother Hussein, you have any questions you'd like to ask?
Yes, Brother Imran or Brother Mansur, whoever would like to answer 1st.
Mhm.
Name one new thing that you tried this year.
I tried trying to do all my prayers on time. Yeah.
Very good.
What about you, Brother Imran?
I've been trying to learn how to read the Quran. I've been taking lessons, and I've been like trying to exercise.
Very good. Brother Ali, do you have any?
Well, I mean, not really that come to mind instantly, but of course, we all have our physical goals, our spiritual goals, our, mental goals that we try to, implement every day, really. I mean, each and every day. You don't want to just get better by 1% each year. You want to get better by 1% each day. And that's kind of my philosophy. Um, what would you guys say is the biggest difference from last year to this year?
Um, Biggest difference because like last year there was like pandemic and everything. So and this year's like pandemic is gone and some of us has quietly changed. So, yeah.
Yeah, the restrictions have eased up. Actually, 2 years ago was a lot more strict. But yeah,
Yeah.
this year from last year is a big jump too. Uh, Even brother was saying, what was one of the highlights of your year?
Definitely the Arbaeen walk. This year was like a world record, I think, for like the most people going for the
Yeah,
Arbaeen.
sometimes last year I think there was like barely any people around for Arbaeen, and the year before even less. It was growing each year, of course, but now after COVID hit, right now it's kind of like it built up the pressure, and now there's a lot more people coming out than would be before. So that's definitely another thing to look at. The highlights of each year. You guys have any highlights you want to share?
No, but I would like to read a hadith. Um, the worst of all our faults is our interest in other people's faults. Um, but Ali, do you know what this
Excellent saying
means?
there.
What do you think this means?
Well, I do have some input. Like, you know, sometimes we, instead of working on ourselves, we start looking. Okay, that's a fault someone else has. There's a fault there. Uh, I forgot where I heard this, but I know that imagine if had uh, we were so busy with our own faults that we wouldn't even have time to see other people's faults. Uh, that we're improving ourselves every day, and we're looking at our own faults. We're fixing our faults. Sometimes when a machine needs an oil change, right? They're constantly changing the oil, changing the tires, fixing it. You won't even be able to look at other people's cars. So that's kind of what my philosophy is on it.
It's very good,
Anyone else?
brother Ali. Brother Hussein. Would you like to add on?
uh, yes. So it's basically what it's meaning is fault finding.
Mm-hmm.
like you're not interested in your own faults. Like you're doing all these other stuff. You're not reading Quran, you're not reading it on time, or you're not reading Quran. And but instead you look at other people instead of yourself, and you're saying, "Oh, look, they don't read their namaz, or they don't do this, they don't do that." Instead of thinking about yourself and trying to improve yourself, you're trying to think about other people. And that is what Imam Ali alayhi salam says is the worst of our faults.
And that very well.
Another hadith I have to share is nothing hurts the heart more than sins. And this is also by Imam Ali alayhi salam. And does anyone want to give their input before me? Or nothing hurts the heart more than sins was the hadith.
I think what it means is like maybe sins are worse than like breaking your own heart, something. Um,
Interesting, yes. Brother Hussein, would you want to give your own input on that too?
Uh, well, it's kind of like sins. Wait, can you repeat the?
Nothing hurts the heart more than sins.
Yeah, so it's like even like heartbreaking stuff, like if someone dies or a heart attack, something. Nothing hurts it more than you committing sin.
Yeah, there's always that guilty feeling. Sometimes if you take something, or you do something you shouldn't have said, you do something you should have done, or said something you shouldn't have said, that you sometimes you get a guilty feeling, this, that.
Brother
So,
Ron, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yes. So I think what it means by sins are the worst pain is like when you break your arm. Of course, it hurts, but then when you do sin, that's the one thing that can break your heart. When you break your arm, you don't have to pay. You don't have to get punished. But when you do a sin, you have to get punished in the afterlife.
that's good input. You try, like, if, for example, like you have to. It's like a black spot, like on a clean white piece of paper. The more you sin, and the more the sins
It's
start
bigger.
adding up. Because if
Yeah.
you put 100 drops of, let's just say, like a black ink onto a white shirt or a white cloth, similar to the one I'm wearing right now, but this is not exactly white. If you put like a bunch of stains of ink or something else of that nature, what happens to the shirt? The shirt, it won't
Stain.
let, the first time when you put it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, look at that, there's a horrible stain. But soon enough, you're like, it doesn't matter if I put another one, it won't really make a difference. They become less, less
aware.
aware. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Less impact. They have less impact than maybe the first drop had. So that is another one. But on New Year's today, I'm gonna write this down.
Mhm.
New Year's today, we look today, and sinning, really, maybe someone doesn't read their namaz. Maybe they haven't been fasting. Maybe they're doing other, things that make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala angry. Now is a chance for anybody, really, to look back onto their year and say, next year I'm not going to do this. Next year I'm going to read my namaz on time. Next year I'm going to read every single namaz and not miss any. Next year I'm going to not miss a single day of fasting, right? These are wajib, of course. But sometimes someone might have some mustab. I want to read namaz al-shab every night. I want to read a lot more Quran every day. I want to do, other sorts of mustab acts. So, does anyone have anything to add to this? That sometimes New Year's is a time where we can kind of look back and fix ourselves spiritually. A lot of people I know, you guys have your resolutions already. You know
Yes.
what your resolutions are?
Yes.
Brother Monster, go ahead.
My resolution this year is to what's it called? Like lose weight, particularly. Yeah. Maybe
Exercise. Okay.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Ahmad, do you have any of your resolutions that you would like to add?
To get in better shape and to learn how to read the Quran.
Yeah, also fitness, and then also, get
Mhm.
more knowledge, read the Quran.
Uh,
Of course, those are very important goals.
Brother Ali,
Also, some, yeah. So also, we have different types of goals that we would like to. Brother Sain, would you want to share some of your goals?
Yes, my one of my goals is of course trying to go to the gym and trying to work out a little bit more. As they get better and get
Yeah,
in better shape, as
fitness.
Brother Ron and Munster say.
Yeah, sometimes we know something's good for us, but we just have to start doing it. We all know that exercise helps us. You know, we all know that maybe reading Quran's good for us, but we don't do it sometimes. So New Year's is the time that, you know what? Okay, here's what I have to start with. Here's my priorities. Uh, Parents more loving, more helpful. Of course, some of us we don't show enough. Yes, brother, saying.
No.
Okay, some of us we don't. Sometimes we don't show enough appreciation for our parents. We don't show enough, helpfulness. Maybe we need to do more. Also, helping around in the masjid. Sometimes, also, I might add this that in the masjid we don't go enough. Maybe we are okay. I don't want to go for Friday prayer. I don't want to go for Thursday night. Maybe try to motivate ourselves to do that. Okay, it's the new year. It's the new year. It's the new year. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a few questions to ask Brother Ali, Brother Munster, and Brother Ron.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes. What is the one of the most important? What's the most important lesson that you've learned this year?
To be a better person.
To be a better person every day, because you never know when you'll die.
That's very good advice.
Very,
Brother
very
Munster.
good input there, Mansur. Also using the hadith, Imam Ali alayhi salam. Sometimes we can just, take these apart and apply them to our own lives.
And I personally, a lesson that I've learned, the most important lesson that I've learned is do not knock on other people's doors unnecessarily.
Interesting, brother Hussein.
And
I'm sure that
make
will
sure
come.
they don't chase you.
What
Don't let them
brother
break
Hussein,
your door.
Brother Hussein, what's so funny?
Nothing.
I would just like to say this, brother Hussein, what was something that happened not happened, but what was something that you would say New Year's is important? Some reasons why, and can you tell us some of your past experiences?
New Year's. You mean like why is it important to do your resolutions then?
No, not just why it's important to do resolutions, but why do why is New Year's important to you specifically, in your opinion? And can you share with us any New Year's kind of uh, stories that you have? Because I'm sure you have many.
Well,
Like that balloon over there.
well,
Wait. Oh,
New Year's is important because if there was no New Year's, you'd kind of go on every single month, every single day, the same person. You wouldn't try and change yourself, right? But because of the new year, then you automatically think, I need to make my resolutions. I need to change myself. I need to better myself. Near the end of the year, people start thinking, I have this problem. I have that problem. Next year, I'm going to work on it. But if there was no New Year's, then you'd just be going on every single day, the same person, not trying to change yourself.
Yeah, that is important. Also, like we discussed earlier, being God conscious, not upsetting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe getting closer to our mom. Sometimes we just forget, okay, today's another day, tomorrow's another day, the day after, and so on and so forth. But sometimes we got to remember the 12th Imam is out there and he's waiting. I'm pretty sure we did a few shows about this, even that even the 12th Imam, he's waiting. And when the Muslims will ask, "Why'd you take so long?" It's because the Muslims weren't prepared. They got to prepare quicker and try to get closer every day. Friday also Eid of the week. I 12th Imam, make your prayers for him, like we're about to do right now. Uh, so let's read Allahumma kulli walika for the safety and protection of our 12th Imam, and so for hasty reappearance. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
right.
Allahumma kulli walika
Kulika.
Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala alihi fi hadhihi wa fi kulli
Sola.
ya
وقدر
وذليلا وعينا
حتى
حتى
تسكنه
تسكنه
أرضك
أرضك
طوعا
وتمتعه فيها طويلا
برحمتك
برحمتك
يا
يا
أرحم
أرحم
الراحمين.
الراحمين.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala wajib farjum. Dear brothers and sisters, also Brother Monsoon and Imran, thank you for joining us in today's program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
خدا حافظ.
Hafiz.
خدا